Hey, seeing emerging markets rally back today on the strength of a better tone in Europe. Much of the ground lost in yesterday's session is getting some encouragement from solid Greek auction, and that's paving the way for decent expectations for tomorrow's big Portuguese 5- and 10-year auctions. But I think the story out of Asia is really the big bright spot here. They were up on a couple of different comments. First of all, Japan's finance minister says they're going to be buying bonds by Europe's financial aid funds, joining China in assisting the region, and that's ultimately a pretty good backdrop for a number of the Asian countries that also are seen to have some contagion. The Chinese foreign exchange reserves climbed by a record last quarter, and the lending exceeded the government's annual target, and that's putting a little more pressure on the central bank to tighten policies. But again, China trading better over the last couple of days. In fact, everybody but India, which continues to trade down, stronger across the region. The dollar remains strong, but the surge of the last week does seem to be somewhat contained. We may be at a bit of an inflection point here. As I look at what's going on with the analyst community and the street and the reactions and the new allocations, it's pretty clear that there's money going to work from an allocation perspective, especially in places like Russia, which opened up today and is up about 1.2%, despite the fact that the markets during the time it was closed, which was 10 days, and remind you all the way back to December 31st, the market actually had traded down a bit, but Russia's seeing a bit of an allocation trade. I think we're seeing something similar in parts of Taiwan, maybe even Turkey, and I think that's what you have to weigh against what has been certainly a very strong run, and a lot of people fearful that the fund flows take you back to this place where technically it means that maybe the market's a bit overbought, and that actually if you're chasing the fund flow data, you're a day behind. Deutsche Bank out this morning upgrading their commodities across the board, especially PGMs, but the impact on a number of the core miners and some of the big bulge bracket plays are certainly impressive. Vale, their target was pushed all the way up to 48. Southern Copper, the number of the iron ore and the thermal coal names all pushed up. So take a look. You can make whatever argument you want right now on prices. People talking about 550 copper in 2012 to 13 means that people like Freeport, Southern Copper, Tecomenco, all these names are still very, very cheap. You have to make that call, and if you do, you're only at a place where you are absolutely buying any pullback here. Thanks.